Thank you very much, Chairwoman Capter, and also Ranking Member Simpson and members of the subcommittee. And I want to say thank you for the opportunity to testify on the importance of federal investments to meet Arizona's water resource needs. Arizona has long been a leader when it comes to effectively managing water supplies. It's how we've managed to flourish in a desert climate for so long. Climate change, though, presents us with many challenges: rising temperatures and less predictable rain cycles. These changes have left the Southwest in a prolonged drought. Extreme heat wears on our infrastructure and alters our watersheds. And heavy, intense rains combined with dry, hard ground make our urban areas more prone to flash floods. The kind of infrastructure we need to adopt requires federal investment. And I've worked with community leaders from small, rural, and tribal communities, as well as our major metropolitan areas, to identify Arizona's priority projects to prepare us for the challenges ahead. These projects address our environmental infrastructure needs, flood protection, and water supply preservation. Arizona will have more than $15 billion in drinking water and wastewater infrastructure needs over the next 2 decades. To begin to address these needs and the fiscal constraints for our communities to make these investments, the 2020 Water Resources Development Act included my legislation to add Arizona to the Section 595 Environmental Infrastructure Program. Earlier this year, the first project was funded, and many communities across our state are eager to participate in the program. I urge this subcommittee to provide strong funding for the Environmental Infrastructure Program. Although Arizona is a desert state, it is no stranger to flooding, and there are several projects in need of investment. The first project is Tres Rios, an ecosystem restoration effort along the Salt and Gila River corridors in Phoenix. This project is partially complete. However, construction has been halted since it reached its 902 limit. As a result, funds are needed for a post-authorization change report. Completing Tres Rios would improve flow conveyance and support native riparian habitat, remove invasive species like the salt cedar, and improve wildlife habitat. Second, the Cave Buttes Dam in Maricopa County provides flood protection for more than 1 million residents and $15 billion in residential and commercial property. Unfortunately, seepage in the dam has sounded the alarm for us to reduce its risk of failure. Similarly, thousands of residents and hundreds of critical facilities, including Luke Air Force Base, depend on the Agua Fria River Trilby Wash or McMicken Dam for flood protection. But because of dam safety deficiencies, land subsidence, earth fissuring, and urbanization, its level of protection is questionable at best. We must begin new feasibility studies for both Cave Buttes Dam and McMicken Dam to allow the Corps to evaluate flood risk management needs and safety modifications. Third, I urge this subcommittee to provide new construction starts so projects like the Little Colorado River at Winslow can proceed. This project would protect the city of Winslow and part of Navajo County, including the community's critical public facilities. And fourth, I request increased funding for Section 205 and 206 under the Continuing Authorities Program, which is currently overextended and underfunded. Arizona has at least 4 projects seeking to utilize this program. To secure Arizona's water future, we must respond to the ongoing drought in the Colorado River Basin. The 2019 Drought Contingency Plan directs the Interior Secretary to create or conserve 100,000 acre-feet per year. I urge the subcommittee to provide the Bureau the resources necessary to fulfill this critical commitment. Finally, we need to ensure the continued reliability of the water provided by the Salt River Project to the Phoenix metropolitan area. Colorado River shortages exacerbate the need for central Arizona to have reliable alternative surface water supplies. Unfortunately, natural sediment accumulation in the Verde River Basin has impacted the water storage capacity of the Horseshoe Reservoir, one of the federally owned reservoirs of the Salt River Project. The Bureau of Reclamation is conducting an appraisal study to evaluate options to restore storage capacity, and I urge the subcommittee to include funding for the next phase of this critical effort. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for your support of our nation's water infrastructure.